Good afternoon, students. In my last video chat with you all, we finished at chapter 7 of Dear Mr. Kilmer. I would like to continue with this because there will be continuity. So we can finish because it's until chapter 10. If we were to break halfway in between and miss it for a long time, you may not, you might find it difficult to follow. So I continue with chapter 8. In chapter 7, Richard Knight was invited to the house by Hannah Kilmer, and he went to the house. He met the Kilmers. He was very impressed with them. They are much traveled people and also well-read people. Read, R-E-A-D means people who are very knowledgeable in art, literature, and because of their traveling experience, music, Beethoven music, they know they're so knowledgeable people. He was very impressed. Now, on his way back home, when he reaches home, his father, Pa, is sitting on the swing outside at the porch, and he called Richard Knight and told him that he heard many complaints from the local community. One of them was Abner Lewis' father. He is Ike Lewis, I-K-E. They came to him and said they are not happy with Richard Knight being very close to this Kilmer family. Why? Because of their German background and her support. You know, Richard Knight, he stands firm for what is right, justice, discrimination. He didn't like prejudice where Hannah was bullied. He's got very good qualities. Remember all these qualities when you write your answers for a certain question. You need to give all this evidence from the text. So now he explained to him that these people in Turtle Lake, this community, they are a very close knit community. They have a very good bond, not new for generations. They lived there. So he said this is not very good to upset them. In fact, he reminded Richard Knight that when Pa, his father, broke his leg and was not able to work, the local community people came forward to help. They are so he says, you have to check for your movement. Do not upset the local community, right? That is in chapter 8. Meanwhile, Joyce Kilmer writes, as he corresponds with it, writes about the condition at the war zone. I think I told you in the last chapter also about the terrible condition. The soldiers are frightened, fighting in trenches filled with water, infested with rats. And he himself, he misses his family back home. Don't forget, Joyce Kilmer is a madman with 4 children that sacrificed himself to come here. And on top of that, there's another important point. He mentions about the gutter children. G-U-T-T-E-R, gutter means in the back lane of poor. What do we mean by gutter children? When there's war, it does not know any age, children, young people. It's not only with soldiers, even the civilians, they become victims. Their homes are all destroyed. Some of them don't know where their parents are, whether they are alive or not. And these children are just roaming freely around the place where the soldiers eat. They call it the mess, M-E-S-S. Looking for food, looking for handout, looking whatever food they can get. He refers to them as gutter children. Or he's very devastated and hurt when he hears and sees all these things. All this is in the war zone. And he is also promoted to Sergeant Joyce Kilmer. So he writes all these things, and the war is now raging on. The war is raging on between the Allies and, of course, the Central Powers. And we come back to the local situation. The school is the last day of school, and on the last day of school, they have a small party. And here, the friendship between Hannah and Richard Knight grows more deeper. It's kind of small love story. They sit under a tree, they have a picnic, and they carve their name to show their friendship. That's chapter 8. Now we move on to chapter 9. And what happens here, we will know why Pa is always keeps to himself, silent, standing, and looking blankly into the air. Why? Now I'll tell you. Because now in chapter 9, Gus comes back, completed high school, comes to announce to the family that he has signed up, he has enlisted to join the army. He's a very physical, athletic, and he loves to go for war. This has shocked. The father is dumbfounded, speechless. What? Join? Yes, I joined. He always wanted to join the army. He said, and he's brave. He's telling, I will not fight. I'm smart. And this agitates the father for talking so much. And he reminds his father, you told me that when I finish high school, I could join. And now we realize why it comes coming back. Pa has always been disturbed by the fact that his brother Roland was killed in the war in Cuba, 1898. He does not want the same thing to happen to his son. There's another reason. In the last chapter, you will know. Getting killed in the war as a soldier is normal, but there was something more that hurts him. That will be revealed in chapter 10. Why? The words that was written in the newspaper about these soldiers, it hurts him deeply. Okay? Then from that we know why Pa keeps to himself. Wife passed away, not so bad, but the brother was killed. There was something more to it. Will be revealed in chapter 10. Okay, and then in the meantime, the correspondence goes on. Kilmer, keeps on, what shall I say, corresponding with Richard Knight. Okay, and now in chapter 9, as usual, Richard Knight takes his letter. When he wants to go to the post office, he has to pass Hannah Kilmer's house. When he is passing by the house, he is stopped by Hannah. He comes there and they show him the newspaper. The most shocking news is revealed to him. His idol, his mentor, Joyce Kilmer, was killed in action in the war zone. He is lost for words. He does not know what to do. He is shattered and devastated. He runs and runs. And where does he go? Do not forget his favorite oak tree. He climbs up, more or less asking, why? Why? Don't forget, from the beginning of the story until now, toward the end, he has not met Mr. Joyce Kilmer. In the last chapter, we will tell how did Joyce Kilmer meet with his fate. I will wait for that. Okay. In the meantime, I will keep that as a cliffhanger. This is the penultimate chapter, chapter 9, second last is called penultimate. We will leave it for the ultimate chapter, the grand finale, where we all comes to an end. Chapter 10. It's the end of Joyce Kilmer, and I will discuss with you some important questions. In the meantime, I also have a continuous writing topic for you all. It is on the advantages of online shopping, which I'll forward. There is a video for you to watch, and I will forward send some points in the group chat. Hopefully, if you have time, try to do all these things. So when the school reopens, we are all ready for our examination. Okay, don't forget, summary is next. I'm planning to have. Okay, continuous writing, directed writing, your summary and your novel. When you score this mark, you are almost ready. So in the meantime, that's all for the moment. I would like to say, keep yourself occupied. We understand we are in challenging time. We try to make use the best of what we can. Thank you.